Can you take roll, Ms. Callahan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do we have a motion for the agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda as written.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second that we adopt the agenda as written. Any discussion?
I think the only discussion is the fact that I think the building committee meeting that we have on here is different.
Yeah, I got that.
Right, okay.
The date,
Right, the date
Yes.
is different.
okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we
Other
got
than that,
that.
I think everything's fine.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it. I would like all of our Agnes Meyer teachers to stand and help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Where's the flag?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we have a special presentation. Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Jack. Now, do we want everybody sitting up here right now?
Yeah, if you
Okay.
Okay.
Tonight is one of the high points of our school year because at this time we'll honor Fauquier County's 2015 Agnes Meyer Outstanding Teacher Nominees. These teachers represent the best in our teaching profession. At this time, will all of the Agnes Meyer nominees please join us up front? You can stand right here next to me. Members of the board, these 14 teachers have been nominated for our highest regional teaching award. Dr. Mitchell and I will share a bit about each one. To the nominees, when I state your name, please step out so that our chairman may give you a memento of our appreciation for you and your hard work. Nancy Dishner. Nancy Dishner loves history, and her fourth graders at Smith Elementary get to share her enthusiasm of history through her storytelling, characterizations, field trips, and shared historical artifacts. Ms. Dishner believes that history should never be dull or boring. Amen to that as a former history teacher. She sets high standards for every child, and she consistently has one of the highest pass rates for her students on the History SOL test, including 100% last year. Even in a year when we missed 17 days of school. Didn't need to be reminded about that. Ms. Dishner has spent 40 years serving students in Fauquier County, and our longstanding enthusiasm for her work has never waned. She frequently volunteers for school committees and currently serves on the school's crisis team. She is a professional who holds herself to the same high standards and work ethic she expects from her students. Most important, Ms. Dishner makes her lessons memorable and relevant so that students remember what they learn. Her nomination statement stated that P.B. Smith, when fourth graders are asked what their most interesting subject to learn at school is, they most often report history. Congratulations, Ms. Dishner. Carrie Fox. Carrie Fox is an ESL teacher at Mary Walter Elementary and is described as a master teacher. Ms. Fox is a certified reading specialist, a certified teacher of hearing impaired, and a certified general education teacher from preschool through 7th grade. Wow. The planning and preparation she puts into her lessons and her constant desire to reach every child is evident to everyone who visits her classroom. Ms. Fox clearly loves all of her students and cares deeply about their learning. She is sensitive to her family's language needs, collaborating with division interpreters to ensure good communication, and reaching out to our students' families to ensure that they know how to help their children at home. Ms. Fox is a leader, building strong relationships with her colleagues as well as her students. She continues to be a resource as I worked on coursework required for an ESL endorsement, and later in my first teaching position. One student writes, I think she should get the award because she deserves something that means what she is, an outstanding teacher. Congratulations, Ms. Fox. That's very nice. Christina Gibbs. Christina Gibbs teaches fifth grade at Miller Elementary School teaches fifth graders at Miller Elementary to follow their path and achieve their best. As a former special education instructional aide, she learned how to encourage students with learning disabilities to build their sometimes fragile self-esteem. Now a teacher herself, Ms. Gibbs has the ability to work collaboratively with all teachers, ensuring that students with special needs learn and are successful in school. She is constantly looking for a variety of methods to reach children and improve her craft. Ms. Gibbs is a leader and a model. She is always willing to share an idea, a website, or a book that will help other teachers connect with their students. It is well known at Miller that Ms. Gibbs' students enjoy the projects, activities, and games she uses to help them learn, especially Jeopardy! One student writes, Ms. Gibbs is my favorite history teacher in the entire universe. Wow. Another student sums up her attitude writing, Ms. Gibbs is funny and kind and makes learning a whole lot easier. Ms. Gibbs rocks. Congratulations, Ms. Gibbs. Cindy Kirk. Cindy Kirk serves as a middle school math and science teacher at Southeastern Alternative School. She is intimately aware of the achievement levels of each of her students, and she is frequently overheard saying to her students, think deeper. It's okay to fail. We learn from our mistakes. And ask your classmates, they can teach you too. Her frequent use of genuine praise and encouragement keeps her students naturally motivated and actively engaged. She routinely volunteers to spearhead Algebra 1 remediation sessions and has an 80% pass rate in that program, which focuses on students who have struggled with mathematics for several years. Wow. Ms. Kirk is an exceptional educator who fosters teamwork, collective brainstorming, and collaboration amongst her peers. Those who have seen her teach have commented that to watch Cindy Kirk teach is to watch a master at work. Most impressive is that students who have been previously unsuccessful or withdrawn quickly develop a sense of positive educational identity. With Ms. Kirk's guidance, they begin to see themselves as smart and worthy and able to take on future academic and life challenges. They begin to believe in themselves because she believed in them first. Congratulations, Mrs. Kirk. Kim Cruz. This is not in the script, and I know Dr. Mitchell loves it when I go off script, but great story about Miss Cruz. She got the Rising Tide Award 1 week last year, and I went to give it to her, and her mother was visiting in the classroom. It was beautiful. You can't script those things. Kim Cruz designs her instructional day at Thompson Elementary so that every minute is a fun and meaningful learning experience for her students. In her position as a reading specialist, she is positive and patient with her students, getting to know them on a personal level to guide them in their reading choices and to aid her planning for the most effective instruction. Ms. Cruz works hard to build her students' confidence, using her knowledge of their personal strengths and learning preferences to support their learning. She is flexible, taking on a myriad of varying responsibilities on a moment's notice. Mrs. Cruz is diligent and timely in addressing remediation referrals from teachers and offering support and strategies to students who are struggling. In addition to many other events, she organizes Read Across America Week for Thompson, packed with activities and ideas that have teachers and students alike excited about reading. One parent explains, "My son can read now." Another parent writes, "We want everyone to know that our daughter could not have had a better reading teacher. We saw in our child the interest and love for Ms. Cruz, and finally, for reading." Congratulations, Ms. Cruz. Mary Beth Noggle. Mary Beth is a tireless teacher who uses the power of kindness to encourage and support her second grade students at Bradley Elementary School. Her colorful and cheery room is a reflection of her nurturing character with lots of centers, activities, and games that foster and promote learning. Ms. Doggle uses a variety of teaching strategies throughout the day. There are times to be in a large group, small group, to work with partner or as an individual. Her experience in second grade has given her insight into the most effective and creative ways to reach her students, and she is always willing to share this information with her colleagues or with parents so that they can help their children at home. Very important. Ms. Doggle is a mentor teacher. She has a positive spirit and sense of humor that permeates the building. Other teachers feel comfortable going to her for help. A colleague writes that Ms. Doggle is the, quote, Mary Poppins of education. She asked me earlier if that was a good thing or a bad thing, and I assured her that that was a good thing. This title suits her as she demonstrates great concern for her students' growth and is willing to find use the perfect methods to ensure that she reaches every child in her classroom. The best compliment Ms. Noggle is to Ms. Noggle is when her former students say that second grade was their best school year. Congratulations. Kim Niskanen. Can be found daily, staying at Liberty High School to tutor students who need help with Spanish 1, 2, or 3. She works with every child to parent support for her student success. Ms. Niskanen learns what interests her students and incorporates their interest into class lessons. Her classroom is one of community where students help each other. She makes all students feel special, even delivering an earned exam exemption to a student on a silver platter. Really? Wow, that's great. Ms. Niskanen prepares students at each level for the next, which is imperative for sequential courses. A 2015 LHS graduate writes of Ms. Niskanen, she is a one-of-a-kind teacher. She believes that no matter who we are or where we come from, we're always capable of learning something new and bettering ourselves. A former student and colleague writes, Kim is known for getting students hooked on Spanish with her contagious and constant energy, as well as her passion for language and culture. And Liberty High School's assistant principal writes, Ms. Niskanen is not just a great teacher and colleague, but a great person who lives a life full of energy and passion that she brings with her each day at Liberty High School. Congratulations, Ms. Niskanen.
Lindell Palmer is our next honoree. Mr. Palmer's vast knowledge of literature, literary devices, and literary analysis is apparent in every class he teaches, from AP English literature to creative writing. He is described by his Fauquier High School colleagues as creative and engaging, and he somehow manages to balance being nurturing and demanding. He expects the absolute best from his students, and he knows how to support them in getting them there. Mr. Palmer allows his students to reach their full potential with assignments that inspire them to become creative, analytical, and reflective in their writing. He encourages open dialogue of literature so that students can explore a variety of ideas, think critically, and affirm their ownership of their intellectual growth. As the chair of the Fauquier High School English Department, Mr. Palmer possesses a mild, patient, which is important, and professional demeanor with his colleagues. His greatest contribution, however, is his exemplary teaching of literature and the written word. A former student of Mr. Palmer's who attends JMU said that one of her professors commented that he can always tell a Fauquier County Palmer kid because they are so well prepared. Congratulations, Linda Palmer. Matt Ralph of Auburn Middle School is our next honoree. Mr. Ralph's colleagues state that he embraces the belief that all learning is ignited through relationships, and we can agree with that. And he does just that with the students he teaches at Auburn. He connects with each of them. Mr. Ralph provides each of his students with appropriate and challenging programs that foster success in academic and behavioral realms. He ensures his students have the most up-to-date opportunities to succeed as he engages them in learning skills and strategies to help them work toward independence. A colleague writes that Mr. Ralph's patience, positive attitude, and expertise in his field of special education make him the best educator they have ever known. And a parent writes, quote, Mr. Ralph is a remarkable teacher who strives to help each student reach his full potential. Mr. Ralph leads the Reach Club, a club designed to provide time for autistic students to engage with other students outside the classroom. One of the students who works with the Reach Club writes, never have I met a teacher who has quite been able to match his kindness and patience. While I may not have been one of his students, he became one of the most highly respected role models I have had the pleasure of meeting during my time at Auburn Middle School. Congratulations, Mr. Ralph. Mary Keith Russell. Mary Keith Russell's principal at Cedar Lee Middle School refers to her as a quiet hero. She is soft-spoken with a calm demeanor, but is a true tour de force, in and out of the classroom. The students in Mrs. Russell's honors math class develop their skills through such activities as determining how many bungee cords are needed for a Barbie doll to drop from the ceiling without touching the floor, or they calculate the height and time components of a quadratic function by building and launching peeps. Interesting. She has the uncanny ability to reach each student and foster long-lasting relationships with them. Mrs. Russell has an unparalleled knowledge of her subject and leads her school's mentor program, a perfect role for her. A colleague shares that not only has Ms. Russell influenced career choices of many former students, she is the only teacher she knows who has former students shadow her for career day. A true sign of the devotion that her former students have for her is that many years later, they invite her to their weddings. Another colleague writes, Fauquier County Public Schools is very lucky to have her as a staff member. However, students are even luckier to have her as a teacher. Please congratulate Ms. Russell. Michelle Smith is our next honoree. Ms. Smith has spent her 26-year career teaching Fauquier County Public School students through her creative teaching skills at Pierce Elementary. Through those skills, children in her classroom understand there is a true purpose for learning, and this instills in them a desire to achieve and grow. Ms. Smith builds a community with her classroom that provides purpose for each student and commands respect from one another. She works diligently to know and understand the whole child, seeking out information from parents, administrators, and former teachers. Her students personally connect with her as she creates a caring, safe, and warm atmosphere for children to learn. Mrs. Smith not only freely shares her most impactful teaching with her colleagues, she seeks out their knowledge and strategies that best work to teach their students. Remington is home to Mrs. Smith, and she has built long-standing relationships with the families there. The true demonstration of her skills and character is observed every year as parents request her to be their child's teacher because they know she will make every effort to understand their child while working with them to ensure each child's success. Congratulations, Michelle. Our next honoree is Kathy Silcox. Kathy leads her chemistry students to Kettle Run High School by example, expecting no less from them than she is willing to offer herself. She demonstrates a kind, patient, yet firm demeanor that compels her students to do their absolute best. She willingly gives up her lunch breaks, comes in early, or stays after school in order to assist students who need extra help in chemistry. Her efforts have resulted in a 100% pass rate through 7 terms of high school chemistry. Colleagues share their high admiration for Mrs. Silcox with comments such as the following. Mrs. Silcox knows chemistry, conveys her love of the subject, and uses technology to ease and amaze. She is a positive force in our science department, as well as a genuinely kind person. And I would like to take the cliche, "you make my day," and use a little hyperbole. Kathy makes my week, my month, and my year, says one of her colleagues. Students' comments are equally impressive. Mrs. Silcox has not only helped me learn chemistry, but has also taught me valuable life lessons. She has the biggest heart and always puts her students before anything. I can honestly say throughout the 3 years that I've been in high school that Mrs. Silcox is the best teacher I've ever had. And finally, a student writes, I remember asking her if she had any children. She said, yes, I've got 76 right here at Kettle Run right now. And that's why I simply love her. Congratulations, Kathy. Elizabeth Summers is our next honoree. Elizabeth is a first-grade teacher at Pearson Elementary who exudes genuine caring for each student who enters her classroom. She gives every child positive praise for their academic accomplishments and encourages them to always try, a word she has permanently written on her blackboard, and many former students credit that word to their success. Ms. Summers continually celebrates her students' achievements and their activities in and out of the classroom. She considers the whole child and enables each student to develop in his or her own special way, whether she is working with a math whiz who struggles to read or a child who has difficulties managing daily activities. Mrs. Summers is a positive role model who loves to share ideas and classroom strategies for teaching with the many teachers she has mentored. One of her colleagues writes the following: Louise Summers has made a positive impact on the lives of countless children, parents, and teachers. And a former student says it best: Mrs. Summers not only taught us how to count, write, spell, read, learn our ABCs, she is one of those kind of people who put a spark in our lives and tells us to follow our dreams. Congratulations, Elizabeth Summers. And Lisa Testa. Lisa Testa is a Brumfield Elementary teacher with 20 years of teaching experience who is innovative and energetic. Her experience and dedication to teaching is demonstrated in her classroom every day and in the comprehensive work she does outside the class as a mentor, 24 coach, and STEM trainer and teacher. Ms. Testa believes that all students can learn and instills this mindset in each of her students by focusing on their strengths. However, she does not ignore their students' weaknesses. She helps students to overcome those weaknesses, ensuring that each one feels confident and enabling the student to reach his or her goal. Students know the value of learning in her class because she incorporates students' experiences into real-world instructional activities. A colleague writes, Mrs. Testa is a cornerstone for Brumfield, helping to keep morale of the staff positive, the quality of teaching at a high standard, and the caring atmosphere evident to the students and school community. A former student sums it up by saying, she has a larger-than-life heart, a loving and caring nature, and you can't help but smile when you are around her. I think Ms. Testa is the perfect teacher to receive this honor. Congratulations, Ms. Testa. Teachers, from all of us, we count it a privilege to be your colleagues, and we congratulate you on this honor. You represent all that makes teaching noble and an honorable profession. Congratulations from all of us who are assembled here and from all of Fauquier County Public Schools. Let's thank them. And we thank you, families and administration and colleagues, for coming out tonight. Agnes Meyer awardees, you may be seated. We ask that you stay for just a few minutes because we want to say something about the culinary arts students who were here today. You may be seated at this time. Okay. You won't need to stay for the entire board meeting. You're welcome to do so, but we want you to stay for just a second for this. Madam Chairman and school board members, as you may know, we were privileged to have our culinary arts students from Kettle Run High School provide the lovely reception this evening for our teacher honorees, and we thank them. As you know, all students get a sampling of culinary arts curricula in middle school, and these students and others have chosen to develop these skills in what is becoming a growing profession. And we believe that has to do with the Food Network alone for that. A lot of people have joined this profession. We'd like you to meet them, and Sarah Fry, Supervisor of Career and Technical Education, is here to introduce the teacher and the students.
I would just like to introduce Catherine Kaiser. She's our culinary arts teacher from Kettle Run High School, and her students did everything tonight from plan the menu to your service tonight. Catherine has been with Fauquier County for about 3 years, but she'll be quick to tell you that this is her 29th rodeo, and her her expertise and her experience show in everything that she does. And I'm going to turn this over so that she can talk to you about her students and their class.
It is, in fact, my 29th rodeo. Third one here in Fauquier, and I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to see our program grow. Right now, we're doing an intro only. However, I'm pleased to let you know that we are working on a transformation from residential kitchens to commercializing, and we already have a few pieces of equipment secured in the county, and we are working on getting that fire hood suppression system complete, and that's kind of where we are now. So, hint, fire hood suppression system. I have with me tonight 3 of my FCCLA members. I have Victoria Whiteside. She is a junior. And then I have Grace Rigby, sophomore. And Nikki Wilson, who's also a sophomore. Now, these were my students from last term, and they are also with my FCCLA. So they had the opportunity to already know how to present themselves as far as serving and presentation. We work collaboratively. My teams this term are the ones who prepared the meal. However, these guys are the ones that came with and presented and took care of those things. So, okay, and I'd like Grace has offered to share some wisdom about culinary. So please, Grace Rigby.
Culinary was my favorite class last term. I absolutely loved it. It really showed me the efficiency of a kitchen, and it was so much fun. And we got to eat it afterwards, and you guys tried it. It's amazing. Every class is just amazing. We'd spend blocks planning and measuring, and then we'd cook, and then we'd eat. So that was great. It was really amazing, and I'm so excited for Culinary 1 and 2 with that fire suppression system. Yeah. In honor of board appreciation, we'd like to give you these treats. They're cocoa cakes, hot cocoa cakes with peppermint frosting. Yes. They're really good. Yes. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Sure.
Is culinary arts at all of our high schools?
Intro is, yes.
Okay, intro is.
No, not one school has a commercial kitchen for the culinary arts program. And in order for us to be able to further and do Culinary 1, Culinary 2, and so forth, we have to meet qualifications as far as having some commercialization to happen. And my personal long-term goal is to be able to be accredited by the Junior Culinarian Association of America, which is a national certification. But in order to do that, we have to move forward and commercialize what we have. So the residential will be taken care of and taken out, and then commercial in.
Right. And so when we get a
Absolutely, yes.
and
Yes.
certification allows them.
when they get if they decide to go to post-secondary placement in the culinary world. They would also have the opportunity to have that on a resume to go straight into the field. To have the National Junior Culinarian certification is creme de la creme for undergraduate. Yeah, yeah.
Now, do any of you?
Yeah.
A lot of hard work and long hours.
Yes, yes. So, thank you very much. Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Well, that's
Is that what being local? Yeah,
Do you want us, yeah, why don't we all come up here?
yeah.
Huh? Oh, we're all going up? Okay, going back. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You look, I mean, here?
Huh?
Here?
Yes.
This one here.
What's that? Now, did you get that
I built it.
That was great. That was great. We'll give him a little moment to, you could stay if you want to. Pretty exciting stuff.
Sheetrock only on the tissue walls. You wanted to make sure you have some sheetrock, she can paint them colors. So the interior walls,
the egg and pull it down?
we would, hold on.
There you go.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, the school board has a special presentation this evening. The Virginia School Board Association has designated February 17th through the 21st as School Board Clerk Appreciation Week. And since we don't have a meeting next week, we thought we would do it this evening. And Ginger, if you would like to come up here. Ginger Callahan is our school board clerk. And if any of you know me, I'm very high maintenance school board member. And if anybody, yeah, see, and if anybody, a little bit.
High maintenance all the way around.
Yeah, really. But the person that helps me the most is Ginger. I ask her questions. If you think you get a lot of emails from me, that's nothing compared to. Anyway, so Ginger also won the Rising Tide Award a couple weeks ago. So what I'm going to do is just read what the school board members wrote about Ginger for that award. She always ensures that taxpayer dollars are very well spent. She was instrumental in helping us find our current superintendent, and her work in this process literally saved the division many thousands of dollars, and that is absolutely the truth. She has done a great job utilizing existing technology to keep the public updated on the activity of the division, and this has also saved the division many thousands of dollars each year. She does a terrific job ensuring that our school board is always in compliance with state laws. Her work updating school board documents and policy has been exceptional, and when we transferred over to our new way of doing policies, that was a tremendous amount of work. She must interface with many diverse people and organizations to do this, and she does this superbly. She always acts with impartiality, and when needed, she handles information with the utmost confidentiality. Ginger played a substantial role in the establishment of our new foundation, the Fauquier Excellence in Education Foundation. Her coordination of all the initial meetings was excellent, and she did a lot of that on her own time. Her extensive research of the process of building a foundation produced invaluable, and that was used by the group to better design the founding documents and to select board members. She obtained speakers and a facilitator free of charge to provide the group with much needed guidance. And she volunteered, again, like I said, many hours of her own time to bring this organization together. And Ginger's care for people and sacrifice extends far beyond the school board office. She is always willing to do just about anything to help, and she does this all with an incredible positive attitude and always with a smile. We all greatly appreciate your work and your energy and for your enthusiasm in everything you do. So as a token of our appreciation is this gift basket. It's all about relaxing and pampering yourself.
Is this really a tutu?
No.
My husband might like it.
But thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
All right, just one more recognition. February is also School Board Appreciation Month.
Good Lord.
So absolutely. We have an amazing school board, and we're very, very fortunate in that respect. So we put together a little checklist here of the various Fauquier County School Board accomplishments. Let's see, Virginia Board of Directors, am I going the right way? Participated in a retreat this summer, as they do every summer. Superintendent's evaluation. Developing a strategic plan, which we're starting up another phase of strategic planning coming soon. So far, so good. And in regards to policy, they regularly review the policy manual, adopt and adhere to policies, and adopt the VSBA Code of Conduct. So far, we're on a roll. Promotion, develop, maintain PR plan, had a delegate at VSBA Assembly, and received recognition from outside entity. What a great school board. Next, board development, participated in board self-evaluation, represented VSBA at the annual conference, and I'll say this about the annual conference. The annual conference is basically a 4-day event with an early bird session on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think we have the only school board in the state. They come Wednesday morning, stay all day, and then they drive back Wednesday night. Some school boards stay all week.
You're right.
Our school board doesn't even spend the night. So a frugal bunch, to say the least. So almost there. Board development was presented by at least 2 board members at every VSBA conference held throughout the year. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I missed one. I'm going to mess this up. Yes, thank you. Being good stewards of money, they chose not to attend every conference because those conferences aren't free. You got to pay for them. They attend the relevant ones only. And next. So thank you so much. You are the best. We thank you. You're an outstanding board. And I think we have a token of appreciation for you.
Production value is amazing. Great job. Great job.
Oh, my God.
Thank you. On my mom's fridge.
Your mom's fridge? Where they're all housed?
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll trade.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Thank you.
Okay.
Their names are on
Oh,
the
it's
box.
Cheryl.
They're Marines. I got Marines. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Here, Maureen.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. That's very sweet.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you. I also wanted to say that Bruce McDaniel gave this to me in the hallway out there, and these are thank you letters from some of their students for the school board. So we'll pass these around through the weeks here. You can read them. But thank you, Pierce Elementary School. That's awesome. That's great. Okay, now for the exciting stuff. Announcements. The Finance and Personnel Committee meetings have been canceled for February. There will be a Parks and Rec Co-op meeting Tuesday, February 17th at 6 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. The Mountain Vista Governor School Board will meet Thursday, February 19th, 8 a.m. in the Warren County School Board office. Chairman's Night will be Monday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. And there will be a school board work session on Monday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. And a budget public hearing will follow the work session beginning at 7 p.m. The building committee will meet, February 26th, that's a Wednesday, at 8:30. Thursday?
Yep.
Okay, let's start that one over. The building committee will meet Thursday, February 26th at 8:30 in the School Administration Conference Room. And there will be a Health Advisory Committee meeting Wednesday, March 4th at 8 a.m. in the Central Complex Building Conference Room. And there will be a School Support Council meeting Wednesday, March 4th, 7 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. And there will be a Special Education Advisory Committee meeting Thursday, March 5th at 5:30 p.m. in the Central Complex Building A Conference Room. And the next school board meeting is Monday, March 9th at 7 p.m. at Liberty High School. Yay. Go Eagles. Okay. Citizens' time. Community involvement is really important, a very important component of a successful school division, and the school board welcomes public input. Please be respectful of all speakers and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Matters relating to personal or personnel issues cannot be discussed. And do I have a list here somewhere? Oh, I do. Here we go. Liz Goodson.
Good evening. Thank you for entertaining me for a few minutes. I am live in Center District, teacher Coleman, and I am here tonight in two capacities, but both of them connected with the Fauquier Education Association. I wanted to let the board know, and I know I have spoken at the School Support Council on this, so I know, Cheryl, you know about this, and Dr. Jack knows, but I wanted to let the rest of the board know the VEA is sponsoring with the PTA of Virginia a rally on April 18th. And the purpose of our rally is to let the governor know and put him on notice that we, as citizens of the state, the Commonwealth, want him to put children first as he formulates his first budget, which will be next year. So it's next year's budget, but it's the first budget that this governor will be in charge of. And I just wanted to read to you from our missive here, the goal, as it stated, because I'll probably get it screwed up. Our goal will be to have constant action leading up to the presentation of the governor's budget in December of 2015. We know our challenge is great, but we will continue fighting as long as it takes to reverse the disinvestment in the next generation. And the purpose, obviously, is to put him on notice and put the General Assembly on notice that the citizens of the Commonwealth feel that they need to put kids first, as we try to do every day, and we hope that they will work toward that. We are anticipating, we hope, a large group. It is open to all citizens of the Commonwealth, but we're particularly reaching out to the school boards, to the education community, and to parents. And that's whether they're PTAs or PTOs, and I know we don't have PTAs in Fauquier County, but a lot of school divisions do not have PTAs, but they're reaching out to the PTOs. So I wanted to just let you know about that and hope that if you could join us. We are working on transportation. We're going to have buses going from different areas depending on how many citizens wish to be involved. Now, I'm here for a second reason, and when I put this on, you will know why. I haven't done this with the hat for quite a few years. I wasn't able to do this. I used to do this regularly because I'm the reason that we have Read Across America and Green Eggs and Ham on March 2nd in our schools. As you know, March 2nd is Read Across America Day, and this particular year we are doing a number of things, but one of the things that we're doing is with the public libraries, the Fauquier group, the FEA, is sponsoring an activity on Saturday, February 28th, because Monday is a school day, and that would be the actual Read Across America Day. It's an activity in the libraries. We had good success with it last year. We're going to do that again. It's open to all the children of the county, anyone who wishes to attend. We're going to have readers and a cat in the hat at each of the public libraries, one at the Marshall branch, one at the Warrenton branch, and again at the Bealton branch. So we hope that you, if you're able to join us, that you will do that. It will start at 10 o'clock, probably last till about noon on Saturday the 28th. And if anyone would like to come to my school on Monday, March 2nd, we are having the Readers with Therapy Dogs come. We've done it for quite a while. The kids absolutely love it. And that's part of our program. So if you'd like to join us then, just let me know. We'd be glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. And we had one more. Benita Rivera.
Good evening, Chairwoman Wolf, members of the school board, Dr. Jack, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you for having me out here tonight. I just wanted to say that last year, Dr. Jack, Dr. Mitchell, and Pam Pulver entrusted me with the the Fauquier County Regional Science and Engineering Fair, and we actually pulled one off and were able to send our grand prize winner from high school to a week-long, all-expenses-paid trip to Los Angeles. And this year, on March 14th, right here at Fauquier High School, is going to be the second annual Fauquier County Regional Science and Engineering Fair. So I would like to invite you to come. I have a courtesy of Learning Tree Farms, and I should add that we have a lot of community support and the backing of Learning Tree International with the $25,000 grant last year. This year, so far, Dr. Collins has given us 5 MacBook Airs for the science fair to be used. And Linda Suter and John Suter have been going around the community raising funds, especially for those in, I think, they are connected with a lot of members of the community, so seeking donations for specific schools and their science fairs so that they have nice prizes to hand out. Marshall Middle School is a recipient of that. And in addition to that, they also picked up a $2,500 donation from the Patricia and David Voss Foundation. So this year, we're able to send about 15 to 17 students to the State Science and Engineering Fair. This will be the 30th annual State Science and Engineering Fair. Last year, we managed to send 5 kids who spent the whole day explaining not only their science projects, but where Fauquier County was to the other students. And, you know, no more from now on. We hope to have a good showing. We even have donations specific to sending middle school students. It's an overnight trip. All expenses will be paid. And then our winner will go on to the International Science and Engineering Fair in Pittsburgh. And that's, again, a week-long trip. So we're looking for somebody to send there as an adult. And I see Jane Grove out there. So being a math teacher, I know that we are taking Pi Day, March 14th, 3, 14, 15, no less. So we will be giving out 100 pie-shaped cookies and all kinds of goodies and $4,400 in cash and prizes to the students. So I'm just going to hand you a calendar. I'm going to give you a sticker if you would put that on there for your March 14th and come out here to Fauquier High School. Mr. Burton, thank you for your hospitality. We'll be out here in the cafeteria trying to spread out a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Amazing.
Thank you.
better than birthday at my house.
Come to think of it, better than mine.
Yeah. Thank you
Very
so
nice.
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, would anybody else like to speak who didn't get a chance to sign up? Raise your hand. No? Okay. All right, board reports. We'll start with you, Ms. Grove.
Unless somebody's got a question about building committee, that was a lot of stuff to read, so we did not have personnel meeting, so I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Same here.
Same there. Mr. Bland?
Madam Chair, in our last building committee meeting, we discussed the fact that we're going to be closing the books on the Fauquier High School renovation here. I would like to thank, let's see, Ms. Bourne, and also Warren Darrow for help bringing this project in on time and within budget, right? And also Mosley Architects and Turner Construction. Item 2, congratulations to the Claude Thompson Elementary School for winning the chili cook-off contest between the 3 schools up in the northern end, Marshall Middle School, Coleman, and Thompson. And also some very pleasant news from Mountain Vista's Governor's School in that we are welcoming back Clark County back into the fold here, okay? So that's going to be a great addition to having them back. That's all I have.
I would just encourage you all to look at the financial management report and the mid-year report, sort of a synopsis, a narrative of where we are mid-year. Just thought it would be, thank you for pulling that together. Just a narrative of where we are, reminder of decisions we've made. So please take a look at that.
Is that it?
That's it.
The only thing I wanted to mention is, this is the VDOT plan. Some of you who are in Parks and Rec already know about it, but some of you don't. VDOT is planning a Schoolhouse Road project down by Cedar Lee Middle School, and this handout I gave you just outlines, it really dovetails nicely with the Safe Routes to School project, and it really cleans up a lot of area right there with sidewalks, and especially that sharp turn there on Schoolhouse Road. It puts in some stop signs. The last day to comment on this is February 13th. So VDOT is looking for any comments anybody has, but I just wanted to make you aware of that, because I attended the public hearing, and it's a great program, great project. And it has a timeline on there. It looks like 2018 is when they'll really be doing the construction. So that's a good change for Cedar Lee. Dr. Jack?
It's very good and very productive ACEs, which is my teacher advisory group meeting, school support council meetings, and most importantly, student advisories were a couple weeks ago, and they're always great. This last group was particularly good, as we discussed calendar, scheduling, et cetera. So just really good, really good experiences, not only for the students, but for me to learn from them. They're just excellent kids.
Okay. All right, financial management report, Ms. Kotoff.
Good evening. You have before you the report as of December. Since it's halfway through the year, there was an idea presented from Mr. Gorg, and so I looked at everything a little deeper in the areas to try to do some trend analysis. So I looked at 3 years' worth. We are on track. One of the interesting things is federal revenue. Some of the processes we've put in place have helped get that reimbursement in quicker. Food nutrition, we always are concerned about. It does take a while from the purchase of the food at the beginning of the year to catch up with their revenues from the sale of the food. And you can see some of the work that they have done with looking at food lines have really brought that in. 3 years ago at this time, we were a couple $100,000 in the hole.
Right.
So you can see those trends. We also looked at the reappropriation. Some of the reappropriation we did was to position ourselves to meet our goals for our 16 budget, compensation being the big goal, and I think that's working. And then some of the other items were taken care of. We started and have awarded our first technology grant with the funds. It was a special ed project. And then the health insurance fund, when we look at that, you can see this kind of this trend that's going, and it also is allowing us it's picking up now, but we had, for the last year, 18 months, we've had better trend because we are self-insured, and that's allowed us to put a lesser amount in the budget and allow us to propose not to have employees pick up additional fees and still meet what our projection is as far as what we're looking at for health insurance cost. So, thank you.
That was great.
Any questions? All right, thank
No,
you.
that was great. Any questions, anybody? No? Okay. HR report.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Jack, presenting the HR report. We have listed 2 openings that are certified. One of those has since, between the time that this was printed and today, has been filled, the special ed position at Taylor. Have 22 classified openings, and on the report you can see also that we are taking the opportunity to tell you a little bit about our recruitment efforts and upcoming job fairs. We've got our teacher job fair, our annual teacher job fair is coming up on April the 11th, and that's from 8 until 1 at Liberty High School again. We're calling on our principals, assistant principals, and so forth to be our interviewers, and we are really looking forward to having a lot of great applicants, as we always do. Last year we had close to 400, as you can see, and we're hoping to top that number this year, and it's already listed, and we're advertising, and it's posted, and we're ready to roll. So that's coming up. We did have a job fair, a classified job fair on the 28th of January at Liberty. We had 27 attendees. From those, we got 9 new potential sub-custodians and 1 potential roamer. Transportation, we have 6, we're anticipating 6 folks from that job fair coming tomorrow to start a new transportation class. And our school nutrition, we've started an aggressive program of doing a monthly orientation for school nutrition to bring more nutrition workers in. That's been a point for us. We have added 6 new subs for that. We have active listings for school nutrition, and we are screening, forwarding those applications to managers as we speak for them to be put in as subs and potential permanent positions. So, any questions?
I have a question
Yes, sir.
about the job fair, the timing of that in April. Was there, in the past, it's been in March, is that right, or it's moved around? Is there a reason for that?
Yes, a couple things. We are going to several colleges, quite a bit of college recruiting as well, and we wanted to take the opportunity with our college recruitment to be able to get the folks that we talk to at all the different colleges to our teacher job fair as well. The timing, you're correct, it's about 3 weeks later. We also feel that we can get some other veteran teachers from other counties who are making at that point in time decisions as to what they may or may not be doing, where before it might be a little bit early for those folks as well. So it is a little bit of a different strategy that we think will work.
I just heard positive feedback from teachers from other counties who are looking at possibly attending that fair to say it was at a better place for them and sort of the decision calendar, understanding where their schools are going to be next year and some of their life decisions, and also kind of what their experience is going to be. It was later in the year. They think that they're going to attend where they haven't attended in the past.
And that is absolutely part of what we were thinking as well.
Good job.
Okay.
Good.
Questions?
It's always a smooth operation.
Thank you. Thank you, and we invite everyone to come. It's an exciting day. It really is. It's very energetic. Everybody's excited. It's a great day, and I know you've been there before, but we invite you to come again this year.
I'll be there.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you
Thank you
very
very much.
much. Very much. Okay, do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll move that the school board approve the following: the minutes of the January 5th school board organizational meeting and January 12th school board meeting, the monthly bills and payroll, personnel actions, which include the hiring of 2 teachers, 3 custodians, 2 instructional assistants, 2 school nutrition workers, and 1 bus aide, and the resignation of 1 custodian, 1 instructional assistant, 1 school nutrition worker, and a bus driver.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second that the school board approve the following minutes of the January 5th school board organizational meeting and January 12th school board meeting, monthly bills and payroll, personnel actions, which include newly hired and resigned employees that Ms. Grove so ably read. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it. Okay, superintendent's FY16 budget.
This is going to be an extremely brief budget update because there is no update to give. Nothing has changed since the last budget presentation. However, this, for members of the audience, this presentation is available on our website. It is the same presentation I gave at the last school board work session. There are two bills, though, I wanted to mention that are, in terms of relating to the budget, it's important to mention these two things. One is coming from Senate Finance Committee, one's from House Appropriations. Both are recommending a 1.5% raise for SOQ-funded positions in the state. They both have great support coming out of committee anyway, which typically means crossover that they're going to be approved. So there's a chance that there may be additional funding through the governor's biennial budget for teacher raise. But I want to mention two things before anyone gets real excited. One, that 1.5% is tied to local composite index. So it's really, ours is 0.55, so it would be, you can lop off half of the dollars right there, right? Correct. And the other, it's for SOQ-funded positions only. So in other words, they wouldn't be giving enough money to give every employer, even every teacher in the school division a raise. It's only those positions that are funded through the SOQs. But still, it's good news, relatively good news. The devil's in the details, obviously, still work going on because it still has to be funded if this does come to pass. But that's really the only, since the last update I gave, that's really it. In terms of anything coming out of Richmond relative to the budget, and there's nothing happening locally anyway, but we do have a public hearing at our next meeting will be a public hearing relative to the budget. I think it's February 23rd.
Yes.
That's right. So hearing that day, and then we start working with the county in terms of getting the budget approved.
Okay, any questions? Okay. All right, information items. Mr. Munch, resolution to provide lease purchase plan for buses.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the school board, Dr. Jack. I was going to provide a brief update tonight, but given how early in the evening it is, I figured that I would go ahead and read the entire resolution to you, as well as some riveting portions of the master lease agreement. However, no, I just wanted to give a brief update on this.
It's so dry.
Bueller.
Stand-up comedy. Really good. That's great.
I wanted to provide a quick update on what this item is. As you know, we've been working, county and school staff have been working together for a couple of months now to try to put together a plan on how we can acquire some more school buses. Dr. Jack and Paul had a few meetings, and we've talked about what that process would entail. And basically what we've arrived at is a lease financing option. And basically what that's going to do is provide the funding to be able to, over a course of the next 3 fiscal years, acquire, I think, a total of 12 buses overall. Yeah. Those would be a 7-year lease term. So given that we're going to do this over 3 years, the total length of this program would span 9 fiscal years. What's happened to date is that we have, with the financial advisor that we contract with, we put out a request for proposal, and we received seven bids on that, which is pretty remarkable. Yeah. It shows the county and the school board's credit rating is very positively viewed by the lending community. There were 2 proposals in particular that really stuck out, that we basically had a conference call with the financial advisor, and we honed in on one that really seemed to be the best deal. And that one provides a preliminary interest rate of around 1.789%. Which is pretty competitive. And so what you have before you tonight is a resolution that basically would authorize the county and the schools to start working through this process of entering into this lease agreement and executing all of the related documents. This is an information item right now, but in order to meet the closing date that we project of February 27th, I do need to request that that be moved to an action item tonight to pass a resolution. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, including if you want me to read that master lease.
No, we'll skip that part. No, this is excellent.
That's really good.
And I just really want to thank the Fauquier County Board of Supervisors for really being willing to help us out with this, and it really going to make a difference with our effort to keep our school buses new and safe. So that's very, very wonderful. So thank you, Fauquier County Board of Supervisors.
I'm curious, the 1.789% on financing,
Yes.
how did it range from, I mean, that's,
Yeah, that was the lowest
Yeah,
rate
that's-
overall. The other really competitive bid was at 1.885%. The only issue with that one was that the proposal there was that we draw the entire 1.3 down immediately. And the problem with that is that since we have a plan to purchase the buses over a sequential period of fiscal years, we would have had to pay cost of funds on the full amount while we held the funds. So that didn't make feasible sense. The one good thing about that was that it was a fixed rate, so we would be guaranteed in a circumstance where we feel like rates are going to be rising over the next couple of years. There was some talk about whether or not that would be the best option, because that allows us to lock in our rate today. We did an analysis, break-even analysis on that, and the rates would have to go up to about 2.7, 2.8% on the variable one that we're looking at in order for it to even break even. So that was, we were recommending going with the other one, what started at 1.789. And that one is variable. So next year, when we come back to draw down on those funds again, the rate may be up, may be down, who knows? The climate right now would suggest that we would be looking at a slight increase. So I would recommend still going with that one, but we could be looking at a 25 to 50 basis point increase by next spring.
How long do we think it's going to take to get these buses on the road?
My understanding is that there's actually been a purchase order developed right now. One of the things that we did on the county side of this transaction is at the January board meeting, we did ask the county board of supervisors to pass a resolution that would allow us for reimbursement just in case we wanted to go ahead and get those buses ordered on the front end. But my understanding is that as of now, a purchase order is being developed. I believe that they're looking at buses, at least 3 of the 4 buses are ones that are in stock. So we should receive those relatively quickly. And that's one of the reasons why I'm asking for a movement of this resolution tonight, is so that we can go ahead and go to closing, because that bus order is in process. I think the special ed is the only one that has to be built to specification of the 3-year.
Great. That's why Cheryl's smiling up there.
Yeah, and that's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Any other questions?
I just think that this is so key to the strategy we've talked about in terms of developing this budget over time. I mean, it's something I know we've talked here about for over 3 years, just constantly hammering away on this theme of this meets so many goals: safety, it reduces repair costs, improves our equipment, and it gets us into a budget position where we have so many other challenges in our operating budget that this is sort of an outlier in some ways. And so this greatly helps us just think through that strategy.
Right.
So.
Great.
And it's actually, I would add one more thing. It's also, I think, a good portion of the funding here is largely the result of some debt service savings that we got when we refunded a portion of the Kettle Run High School debt last fall. And so I think that is really going to help as well. And if I could indulge you one more quick moment. I did, last month at the meeting, I did present, there was a proposed refunding of some VPSA debt that was related to Greenville Elementary School. I believe a little bit of that money was used for the second entrance to Kettle Run and some other stuff at Kettle Run. We did finally get the pricing on that, went out on February 3rd. And last month, I had projected that we would be a little bit better than $2 million savings over the next, I want to say about 10 fiscal years. And that pricing actually came back a little bit better. And we're now looking at, it's pretty well locked in, $2,305,000 over the next 10 to 11 fiscal years in savings on that refunding as well. So that's more good news.
Good. That's great.
Good, yeah.
Yay. You can always share that kind of stuff. That's great. Okay, any questions?
No.
All right,
No,
thank
this
you
is
very
good
much.
stuff, good stuff.
That is wonderful.
Barry of good news.
Yep.
And I got it right here, and I'll sign it here in just a minute. Okay.
I move that the school board move information item 10A to action item 11A and renumber the agenda accordingly.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second that the school board move information item number 10A to action item number 11A and renumber the agenda accordingly. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it. Okay, action items.
I move that the school board adopt the resolution authorizing the Fauquier County School Board to enter into a lease purchase financing for equipment in the maximum principal amount of $1,300,000 and authorizing the execution and delivery of certain related documents.
Second.
There's been a motion and 2 seconds that the school board adopt the resolution authorizing the Fauquier County School Board to enter into a lease purchase financing for equipment in the maximum principal amount of $1,300,000 and authorizing the execution and delivery of certain related documents. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes have it.
A.
Okay, anything else before we leave? I would just like to say the teacher, honoring our teachers was just outstanding tonight, and it really reminds me why we sit up here and do this, is those individuals are really contributing to this entire community, and it's just phenomenal, some of the things that you read. It was great. So thank you, our teachers. All right,
Move to
adjourn?
Second.
Okay,
Yeah.
so be it. Thank you for coming. Let me sign this.